Hey Bruce, how you doing?
I'm great. I'm wondering, have you always been seen as an outsider in so many roles that you play? You're always kind of the odd man out. Why is that?
Wow, I love that question, man. You cut right to it. That's it. So when I was a kid, my parents are both Methodist ministers, or where they're retired now. And they moved. We had in the Methodist Church, you get moved around by bishops. So we moved around in Arkansas every 4 years. So I was an outsider for that reason. Also, my family, we were very like creative and fun and sometimes stuck out in a community, and that for that reason I felt like an outsider. So yeah, I do identify with feeling like an outsider often. Came to LA,
So
Arkansas, came to New York from Arkansas. It's like,
with this, then, do you stay away from the other people very much? Do you kind of say, well, no, I'm going to keep a distance so that there isn't that kind of friendship?
oh, you mean on the show, like with the other?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm close with that. I mean, we didn't get to hang last season because of the pandemic, really, but no, we're all close, and especially Kelly and I, we trust each other. We have to go some very intense places. So the best way to do that is to trust each other, and we have that in spades.
Do they tell you at the beginning of the season where your arc is, or is that just something you find out as it goes along?
Sometimes there's an idea, or there, like this, something is going to happen on the line, and then we'll get an idea of it. The specifics often come in the script, which I think is fun. I like to find out, or Taylor might call before the script comes out to give you an idea of what he was thinking before you read it. But I often, yeah, I like to see it in the script. We see the surprises, and that's fun.
Do you ever say, oh, I made the wrong choice in a last scene or something?
Ooh, I mean, I always do that. I do
But you
that.
mean, oh, if I'd only known, I would have done this, right?
Well, no, yeah, that you can have that, but from the beginning, the real intense secrets that we had about Jamie being adopted, and at least for me, for Jamie being adopted, and what happened with Beth, was with the sterilization, was not the specifics that we knew. So we always knew that something happened, and we kind of we would always talk about what it might be. And Kelly in particular was adamant about knowing, because she in particular felt she needed to play that. And the way Jamie was written, that wasn't happening as much for Jamie. So I could get away with it a little bit, but I think she found out before me.
See, it's always that way, isn't it?
Yeah.
Playing a politician, what do you draw on for that?
Well, I read a lot of news and watch a lot of, I grew up in a household where the news was on, and we knew a lot about politics. And so I've had a heavy dose of politicians through my lifetime. So
Do you ever say he's like this person or he's like that person, or
no, I never did that. I think for a second, the first season, I was gonna maybe do that, and then Taylor's writing is so clear, who he is and who that family is, that it kind of felt like I should just dive into what he's writing. But there's a lot of families like that, a lot of powerful, rich families, obviously in politics, just to influence for their business. So there's a lot to draw on that way.
when you look at this, you think, why did it pop so heavily? I mean, people talk. I saw people wearing costumes for Halloween that were characters in the show, and I thought, wow, this is really, it's hitting it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think it's because it hits such a wide variety of people over the years. I'm surprising, but it's hitting everyone because I think a lot of reasons. It's beautiful. Some people are attached to the emotion of the family drama. Some people, the cowboy, the idea of American westward expansion and expansion in general, and for good or bad. And a lot of the things that kind of make up what it is to be in the West. And what is it that happened there? Myself, I'm learning that. That's what I'm learning most from this show. Is I haven't always had an eye on history, but I kind of did not know much about the West, and I'm learning. And I think some people are also learning through this, not just the history, but what's happening now.
Sure, sure. When you started with such a huge film. Was that a good thing? Was that a good thing to have that right away out of the gate, so that something like this can be appreciated maybe a little bit more?
Yeah. I mean, it could be. It was both. I mean, it could. I could have handled it better is the only difference between whether it was good or not. So I guess in the end, it in itself was good. It's still what I work off of. It's it's been carrying me for quite a while.
But it's good. Now look at this. How cool can that be, right?
I love it. It's great. It's great to be. It feels bigger than anything I've ever done. People recognize me now by my voice, even over my face, and people before didn't even know my name half the time, which is great with me. I've always liked that half anonymity, but this show is different. It's big.
It is. Well, hey, thank you so much.
Thank
Have a
you.
great rest of the day too.
Yeah, you too. Thanks. I appreciate it.